Hi friends, Kristine McKinley here with the Real Estate Chicks in Orlando, Florida, and today we're going to talk about buying and selling a home at the same time. Now this can be very stressful. If you are searching for this video and you found the perfect video title, that means that you're probably like, how the heck am I going to do all of this? It is definitely takes a lot of logistic planning, but that's why I'm here and I'm going to break this down for you. I will say it is not the most fun thing in the world to buy and sell at the same time, but we know exactly what to look for. We know a lot of tips and a lot of tricks, and we are able to set the expectations. That way you can plan in advance, and that way it is not very chaotic for you. Now in Central Florida, this is very, very common. A lot of people just want to move up or move down depending on their family size, who's coming into the family, who's moving out of the family. So this is very, very common in Central Florida, especially in the good school zones like Oviedo, anywhere in Seminole County, Winter Park, and Maitland. People really want to stay inside the school zones that they have for their family, but their family is growing or kids are going off to college and they need to downsize or just right size for their family now. So don't worry, you are not alone, and I'm going to take you through all of the steps in this video, and we are going to talk about all the different ways to do it, the pros and cons of everything, and maybe this video will help you decide which route you want to take, because there's more than one way to do this. The first step truly is to see how much equity you have in your home. No matter which way you do this, you need to know how much equity you have in your home. So the way to do that is to find a local and experienced agent. This is not the time to throw your cousin a bone and give them their first listing. That is so nice of you to think about your cousin or your sister-in-law who just got their license. That is a great opportunity for them. However, when you are dealing with multiple moving parts like this, now is not the time to hire an inexperienced agent who's just getting started. This is top pro level skill time, and you're gonna need someone who's experienced and someone who is local to your area. The reason for this really is that this person needs to know what your home truly is going to sell for. This is not the time to be throwing darts or trying a guessing game here. We really need to know how much equity you have, because you are going to need that in order to make your next step. So check out all the reviews online for a realtor, and if you're in Central Florida, give me a call. I'll be happy to come give you what is called a CMA. A CMA is a comparative market analysis. This is what your realtor is going to give you. That will tell you how much equity you have, the market conditions, what you can expect, how long you're going to be on the market, and really what your house needs to look like on photo day, for showings, and all that good stuff in order to sell for the highest price and as quick as possible. The second thing that you need to do is contact a lender. If you hire an agent to list your home, they're going to have a fantastic lender for you, and actually that's probably the best way to go about this, because you need everyone on your team to know each other and just work really well together like a well-oiled machine. So ask the agent that you hire for a recommendation for a lender. At this point, you need to get pre-approved for a few different things. One, you need to get pre-approved if you are going to use the equity on your home to purchase a new home. You need to talk with that lender about what that is going to look like and your price point and your payments and all of that stuff. And then just go ahead and ask that lender also at the same time, hey, can I get pre-approved without selling my home? That way you have those two options, and at least you can go from there. Now, if you cannot get pre-approved for buying a new home without selling yours, then that means that you are what is called contingent. You are contingent upon the sale of your home. If that lender says, yes, you need to sell your home in order to move forward in a purchase, then a few things can happen. You have a few options. One, you can sell your home, so put your house on the market and rent back from your buyer if they let you. That's kind of like a really, really fantastic option actually. Or two, you sell your house, you move out, and you find some short-term housing or maybe a one-year lease somewhere. The other option, which you can talk to that lender about, is taking out a home equity line of credit or doing what's called a recast. So let's just do a little recap as of right now. Your first two tasks are going to be contacting a listing agent that is local and experienced. Keyword, local and experienced. And then number two, reaching out to a lender that they trust, or maybe a lender that you've used in the past, to talk about your options and find out if you need to sell before purchasing. When you sell your home first and then purchase, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, well, what if I don't have a replacement property right away, or I have too much stuff to move around? You have a few options, okay? You really only have two options, actually. You can, one, you can sell your home and you can purchase and you close all in the same day. Now, that is the one that is a little bit more of a logistical nightmare, but if you plan ahead, everything can go smoothly, okay? Now, that involves you're literally closing on your house in the morning. Those funds are then transferred to the title company that you're purchasing your home on, and then you'll fund and close that day. I really like to space this out. A few reasons why this is I don't want to say a logistical nightmare, but you just really have to plan things out. So a few things to think about. One, the buyer for your home, let's say we're closing on a Friday. The buyer for your home is going to want to do a final walkthrough Thursday night. And at that point, your home must be free and clear of any of your belongings. Okay? So you're like, well, Kristine, I don't have another home. Where am I supposed to put all my stuff? That's where the logistical nightmare kind of comes into play, okay? What I recommend is either getting a pod, one of those big storage things that they put on your driveway, or asking a moving company, hey, I'm gonna have to pay for a few extra days, so I need you guys to come on, let's say, Thursday morning at the latest and pack up my house, and then you're gonna have to keep it on the truck overnight, and you're gonna have to deliver it Friday afternoon after I close. My favorite way to do this is, if I'm your listing agent, I go, hey, let's find us a buyer that is going to allow you 30 days, 60 days to live in the home as a tenant after you close. So that's fantastic. Let's say we're closing, I don't know, April 1st. So on April 1st, we close, the buyer purchases your home. You are now a renter in your own home and you're gonna pay them a monthly fee, just literally a rent. Yes, you do have to get renter's insurance. So you are literally a tenant. You are no longer the owner of this home. So we close, you get the equity, they send it to you, it's in your bank account, and now you have your down payment that's liquid in your account. That way we can start the home searching that minute. That is one of my favorite options because that way you do not have to find temporary housing. You do not have to do the whole logistical nightmare of packing up your stuff and doing the final walkthrough and please keep my stuff in a truck overnight. Now, don't get me wrong. We do that logistical nightmare thing all the time. People want to buy and sell at the same time within Central Florida all the time. It's not fun to become a renter in your own home. None of this is necessarily a good time, right? But it is what it is. And my job is to make sure that things run as smoothly as possible. So like I said, this is my favorite option. That way you can buy yourself some time. You do not have to move into temporary housing. And that gives you about a month to find a replacement property. You're not writing a contingent offer. That truly is the best way to do it. And that is, I think, the calmest way to buy and sell at the same time. Another positive to doing this is when you are writing offers, you have a little bit more of a negotiating power because you are not writing what's called a contingent offer. So the option A that we went over before about buying and selling on the exact same day, you are writing what's called a contingent offer. So those sellers know that your offer is only gonna close if your buyers close, right? You're contingent upon the sale of your home. So that might be a kicker, and that might be something that does not give you a lot of wiggle room on the price or on other terms and kind of takes away a little bit of negotiating power. So I would say that's just the tricky part. That's kind of a con of doing option A. So I love to walk through these options with you. If you have a personal example that you want to shoot me an email or hop on a call, I'd be happy to kind of go over the options here. I really pride myself in setting expectations and really making this as little work for you as possible. So I would be more than happy to jump on a call and talk through these options with you.